Lake Okeechobee is arguably Florida's most important body of water, and I've probably been around it dozens of times. Today, I'm going to take you all the way around Lake Okeechobee. I'm going to show you all my favorite spots. I'm going to show you the best boat ramps, campgrounds, and spots to just chill out. So join me as we take a trip counterclockwise around Lake Okeechobee, Florida's most important body of water. So I'm in South Bay. Welcome to South Bay. This is the South Bay boat ramp. Very peaceful. I've got the place to myself on a Saturday morning, which is amazing. There's this really neat little canal that runs through here and connects out to the main body of water. Very long. Can I get this open? All I want is some orange juice. Yeah, so very long parking spaces in case you're pulling a boat on a trailer, or even if you have an RV. And there's an RV campground just on the other side of the levee. By the way, the levee, let's talk about the levee for a second. I'll talk about the levee multiple times on this trip around the lake. It's a large protective barrier around the lake that's maintained by the Army Corps of Engineers, and it protects against the lake overflowing or overtopping in times of flood. And they try to maintain the level of the lake at something like 15 or 16 feet above sea level, something in that neighborhood. But in times of heavy, extensive, prolonged rainfall, especially when you've got tropical storms coming through, dumping massive amounts of rainfall, the lake capacity can increase. They had a terrible, terrible hurricane come through here and overtop the lake and wipe out the residents of the little tiny town of Pahokee. What was that, in the 1920s, 1930s, something like that? So there's this cute little dock pier. You can come down here, dump your boat into the boat ramp, and then tie up at the dock, park your boat, park your car, and go out on the lake, enjoy a day of fishing and watercrafting. Beautiful, not from concentrate, Florida orange juice with mango. Man, when you realize how good orange juice, pineapple juice, mango juice, when you realize how good that is, and then lemonade, mango lemonade, when you realize how good that is, it makes you wonder, why did they ever invent soda pop? Why did sodas ever get popular? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to continue our journey, but the one thing I want to say about the bodies of water we're going to see here today, all these are connected to Lake Okeechobee, and you will probably ask, hey, is there alligators in that water? Yes, there is. An easy way to tell if there is an alligator in the water that you're near is to look at the water very carefully, and if the water is wet, then it has alligators. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Management Organization says that there's something like 1 million alligators in Florida, and that we should consider every single body of water in Florida to have alligators. So keep your pets, keep your small dogs and cats away from the edge of the water. Whether it's a canal in a residential neighborhood or the open intercoastal waterway going out to the ocean. I mean, I am sitting here, I can't show you guys this because it'll never pick up on these wide angle lenses that these cameras have, but there is an alligator floating across the water halfway across the canal over there. They're there. They don't bother you if you don't bother them. Alligators will not hurt you if you don't go messing with them. There's a father and son coming over here taking a walk. Looks like they're out for a fishing day. How you guys doing? Good, are you? Did you catch anything yet? Not yet. No? Is that a gator over there in the water?
Oh, there's a big gator over there.
That's a gator, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's got to be.
Yep.
Have fun.
Thank you.
That's some good orange juice. This is made by Simply Orange. I like Tropicana mostly, but it's all good. All right, so our next stop, let's take a look here on our route. How many stops do I have for us today? We are at the South Bay boat ramp in South Bay at the bottom of Lake Okeechobee. We're going to work our way around counterclockwise. We're going to go to Pahokee. We're going to go to Canal Point. We're going to go to this really cool connector area that's got a nice boat ramp in it. And I've never been to that one before. I picked that one out because I've never been to it. We're going to go visit Port Mayaca, which is one of the gateways of the the Okeechobee Waterway, which is a canal system that cuts across from the Atlantic Ocean directly over to the Gulf of America. We're going to stop at Nubbin Slough Boat Launch. We're going to go up to the top of Lake Okeechobee, the town of Okeechobee in Okeechobee County, and visit Okeechobee Pier Park. They're going to love that. I'm going to stop at the Okeechobee Marina, which is on the Kissimmee River, a major river flowing north from Okeechobee. Or is it down into Okeechobee? I don't know which direction the Kissimmee flows. It's got to be heading south, right, into the lake. We're going to try to stop and see if the Sam Griffith Overlook Tower is open. That looks cool. We're going to stop, of course, at Fish Eating Creek Boat Ramp, which sometimes is closed. Hopefully we can get in there. We're going to go to Moorhaven, a town on the southwest corner of Lake Okeechobee, and I want to show you the other side of the Okeechobee Waterway Canal System where it flows, I was going to say out of Lake Okeechobee, because it follows the Caloosahatchee River, which does flow out of Lake Okeechobee over to the Gulf of America. But you can take it the other direction. You can go from the Gulf across into Lake Okeechobee through the Caloosahatchee and then across to the Atlantic if you want. Neat system of locks, and there's some great videos where guys have filmed themselves on boats going in both directions. You should look those up sometime, but not until after you've watched this video. We're going to definitely stop by. I'll show you the Roland Martin Marina and Resort. Not Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, but the Roland Martin Marina. And there's also a public access boat ramp that I will show you there. And I think we'll finish off, last but not least, at John Stretch Park, which is between here and Clewiston, just a mile or so. So we're going from here to a mile from here, but we're going the long way around, as it were. That'll be fun. So it's going to be a fun day. It is currently Saturday morning, and if you're visiting Florida and you're new and you don't want to spend your entire time at Disney, which I highly recommend that you avoid the theme parks, come to Florida and visit our natural areas. Go to our state parks, go to our county parks. This is a county park in Palm Beach County. Visit our county parks, our state parks, our campgrounds. Stay out of the theme parks. You don't need to go to Disney and Universal. Spend all day walking around in a manufactured wonderland and then go home and tell your friends in Michigan that you went to Florida. Now, I'm going to show you the good Florida. So let's go around Lake Okeechobee. Maybe I can catch a picture of a gator for you. Let's go around Lake Okeechobee. Off we get. Just briefly before I leave, quick shout out, there is a Pilot gas station / truck stop just slightly south of here. If you're looking for clean bathrooms, a decent spot to find something to eat or drink, gas, probably best spot here is this Pilot gas station that's been here forever. I've stopped there a bazillion times. I think there's also a racetrack, but it's not open up yet, so soon. If you're headed southbound, stop at the racetrack on the right-hand side of the road. But if you're coming northbound, pull into that Pilot gas station. It's a good spot. It's a good stop. All right. Welcome to the Pahokee Marina. This place is pretty neat. There's a lot of stuff to do here and a lot of stuff to see. There's tons of parking. There's this protected covered picnic table up here on top of the levee that you can sit up on top of and enjoy the breeze. Pahokee is just a tiny little runt of a town. It's really cute, economically depressed. Sorry if it's a little echoey here in this little shelter, but it's kind of nice because it keeps the sun off you. But the view out over the lake is great. There's a little restaurant there's a huge marina with tons and tons of pier to park up a boat. There's a restaurant, there's restrooms. It's a nice place to just pull in and relax, have something to drink. Maybe if you're on a motorcycle ride around the lake, this is a good place to stop and get some shade and just rehydrate. So I'm just gonna take a little wander around the marina here, try to show you guys what's here, and let's see what our next stop is after this. Yeah, we'll go up to Canal Point. I'm just gonna very quickly, while we're up there, I'll show you Triangle Park, which is a good spot to pull in if you need a restroom break. And then we'll go into Canal Point. It's got a boat ramp and a nice place to see the lake. Put your feet in the water of Lake Okeechobee if you like, right there. All right, well, Canal Point. We're in Canal Point. Triangle Park was a bust. I apologize, I cannot show it to you. There's a road closed there temporarily. I will drop a map showing you where Triangle Park is because it is a great little spot to just pull in, get a drink, and use the bathroom. So we skip past Triangle Park and we are at Canal Point Boat Ramp and picnic area. It's not a campground, there's no place to camp, but there is a boat ramp and a nice place to just chill out and look at the lake. A lot of people, first time they see Lake Okeechobee for the first time, are surprised at how big it is. You can't see across the other side, obviously. I forget how far across it is to the other side of the lake, 20 miles, 30 miles, something like that. I doubt if we're gonna be able to see him on this camera, but there is a nice sized alligator. Oh, two of them. Right out there, maybe about 20 feet offshore. Don't think you're gonna be able to see him. Let me switch cameras to my phone. I think I can zoom in better with that. Canal Point is special to me because this is where I came the first time I ever saw Lake Okeechobee. And it's also the spot I brought my wife and kids to for their first time ever to see Lake Okeechobee. The water was a little bit higher up the boat ramp then, so it's a little bit down right now. But it was nice for the kids to be able to put their toes in Lake Okeechobee and say they've done it. There's a little gator. Hi, gator, gator, gator. And I start talking and he goes under the water. Canal Point. Don't ever change. Welcome to Florida. Hydrate or die. All right, well, that was Canal Point. Let's see, where are we going next? All right, next stop is this Okeechobee Connector Natural Area. I've never been here, but it looked cool on the map, so I want to go check it out. I'm taking you with me, so we're going to go see what the Okeechobee Connector Natural Area is. Maybe there will be a sign or something to tell us why it's called a connector. All right, so this is that connector area. The sign calls it the Lost Trailhead. I might have to agree with that. It was really, it's like really hard to find. It's invisible. I've driven past this on drives and rides around Lake Okeechobee dozens of times. I've never pulled into this little parking lot, this little turn in. All right, so just to help you get oriented, I will drop it on the map, but if you're using Google Maps or something, you're gonna look for, what was it called? The connector. But if you're coming north on 441 there, right after you cross over the railroad tracks that are at a very, very weird diagonal angle, you're gonna turn left immediately, so be slowing down right there. If you're coming from the north and you pass those, you passed it, you went too far. And there is this little walkway, pathway, but this is pedestrian only. Just a little walk up the hill onto the levee, and there's the lake. And this is a place called Up the Grove Beach, Up the Grove. And it's named for Laura Up the Grove, or perhaps her family. That's an interesting story. If you ever want to read a really neat, thrilling, interesting story, look up Laura Up the Grove, her husband John, bank robbers in the 1920s, 1930s. This whole area here along the lake was their hideout. And they would go into the Palm Beach area, rob some banks, and run back out here by the lake and hang out in their hideout. I won't give away the ending, but look it up. It's a pretty cool story about Florida's own little Bonnie and Clyde, really. Yeah, Laura Up the Grove. Welcome to Up the Grove Beach. There's no beach. Got a thunderstorm brewing up there on the north end of the lake. I guess we might be driving into that in a little bit. I always find it so restful and peaceful to get out of the city, come out to a place like this, recharge my batteries, which is an ironic thing to say when you're really trying to get to a place where you don't need your phone and you don't need your electronics. Recharge your batteries by unplugging your devices. I think you know what I mean. Everybody needs to find a place that they can go and get away, relax, get away from the distractions and the hassles and the hustle bustle. Lake Okeechobee is a very, very good candidate. But, you know, it's going to be okay. Everything's going crazy in the world, seems like. Middle East is on fire. Los Angeles is in riots. Everybody either hates the president or hates the people who hate the president. Yeah, things are tough all over, but you know what? You go out to a place like this where you don't have to think about it, and you remember that everything's going to be okay. We're all going to make it. We're all going to make it. Everything's going to be all right. You ain't got to be burping your Jake brake on me. It's because I'm trying to talk to my camera. It's because I'm trying to talk to my friends. Geesh. This little connector spot, I never did figure out why it's called the connector. There is this inlet for the water to run through out to a canal out there. Maybe the water connects, I don't know. But it's pretty nice. It's relaxing. There's nobody here. I've never been here, and I'm regretting that. I'm wishing now that I had been here before, because this is pretty sweet. It's pretty cool. It's like a raisable, openable, closable, lowerable sluice gate to let the water of the lake in and out. That's how they regulate and maintain the level of the lake, I suppose. Starts getting a little too high, let some water rush out, drain out to the ocean, create an algae bloom in the Atlantic Ocean. It's always good. All right, what is next? I'm pretty sure that Port Mallorca is next. Yep, Port Mallorca is where we are headed next. So that is somewhere I have been a million times. So that's where we're going. Let's go. All right, welcome, my friends, to Port Mallorca. You know, Mallorca was the original Indian name of Lake Okeechobee. Look on some really old maps and you'll see the large body of water labeled as Mallorca. And it's very easy to find as you work your way up or down the east side of Lake Okeechobee, following 441, our state road. 441, man, what a great road. From Golden Glades Interchange, Miami, all the way up to the Georgia state line. We should drive the entire length of 441 sometime. That would be a nightmare. You know, one time I drove all the way to Orlando for the weekend and I went up 441. That was in the 90s. I can't imagine what it's like now. All right, Port Mallorca, like I was trying to say before I began that waffle, very easy to find as you work your way up or down 441 because you access it right by this very, very large bridge that goes over the Okeechobee Waterway Canal. And I don't think this is a lock, but there is a large gate, and I think it's usually left open, but it's access for you to traverse from the lake into the Waterway Canal. This is a nice place to come and just hang out, relax. My friend Doug calls this his church, going to church. because it's a nice place to come up on the weekends in the morning and just relax, chill, contemplate your existence, get away from whatever. Listen, Mr. Crowbro, we're making a video. You're gonna need to stop talking. Shh. 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 No. Yeah, go away. Go away. You're way too loud. So you can see these markers in the water that gets you lined up to go into this channel. You pass through this very large, complicated sluice gate. Let's move over here to the other side of the sluice gate. And work your way out into that exit of the channel. And now you're on your way to the Okeechobee Waterway canal system, which should lead you out to the Atlantic Ocean. There are frequently alligators in this lake. Don't go playing around by the edge of the water. I see them all the time. I don't see one right now, but it is, you know, middle of the day. Oh, no, there's one. You're not going to probably be able to see him on this wide angle lens, but I see his eyeballs right in the middle. Right in the middle, he's just drifting. So yeah. So don't go messing around by the edge of the water, either in that pond or out here in the grand vastness of Lake Okeechobee. Lots and lots of alligators. Don't mess around. If you're on a motorcycle ride and you're circumnavigating Lake Okeechobee, this is almost a must stop. It's almost a required stop. Come on up here. There is a gravelly sort of road, but it's very easy for anybody who's been riding their motorcycle more than a month. I was saying earlier when we were at Canal Point that the water level seems low, and that is borne out by this island right offshore here. That's about 50 feet, 100 feet offshore. And frequently, the only thing you can see of that island is the little shrub tree that's on it. But now you can see quite a lot of it with a bit of vegetation growing on it. So the lake level is down. I could look, when I get back to the car, maybe I'll pull up my phone and we'll look it up and see what is the Okeechobee water level. I'm predicting it's probably low, like around 14 feet or something right now. There's also a really neat hiking trail through the woods. You just go on the east side of that bridge, underneath the bridge, and park up, and there's a really cool little hiking trail down that way. Maybe we should go walk that sometime and do a separate trip out there. That'd be a lot of fun, especially on a day with less bugs. You know what I need to get is I'm carrying around my desk mounted thermocell. You guys know I love thermocell, and it keeps the bugs away. I need to get one of those little portable ones that's meant to attach like onto the strap of a backpack or something. That'd be perfect, because it's not windy out here today. Slight breeze, but I'd be getting eaten up right now by the no-see-ums or gnats or whatever you call them if I didn't have my thermocell magic with me. All right, goodbye, Mr. Gator. We are going to take a little walk. Where are we going next? Let me put you down here. Let me put you down, and let's take a peek and see a couple things. Okay, where are we going next? This was Port Mayaka. Oh yeah, there's something called Nubbin Slough boat launch. I've never been to that. I want to see what that's all about. A boat launch, boat ramp, not very far from here. And then after that, we're going up to the town of Okeechobee at the north end of Lake Okeechobee in Okeechobee County. It's actually a real town, city, village with civilization, things like a Wawa, Dunkin' Donuts, things like that. So we'll head up there. It's after 1 o'clock and I haven't had lunch, so we'll see if we can find, man, if they got a Publix. Let's see if they got a Publix. They might have a Publix. If they don't have a Publix in Okeechobee, then what kind of town is it? And then after that, we'll begin our traverse down the west side of the lake. We will have completed 50% of the trip around the lake. And you can drive around the lake in a couple hours or so. But I keep stopping and talking to you, which is really slowing me down, which is great, because that was the point of this entire drive and trip, is to show you cool stuff. So Okay, that's right. I was going to look up the Lake Okeechobee elevation. Lake Okeechobee level. What did I predict? 13, 14 feet, something like that. Current Lake Okeechobee water level, according to Army.mil, is 11 feet. Woo. 11 feet. That's not 11 feet deep. That's 11 feet above sea level. So, all right, we are going to head on up. Let's go find that Nubbin Slough, see what that's all about, and then move on and get some lunch. All right, this has been Port Mayaca. Got a text from my dad. What's he asking me? He was asking me about G-Shock watches. I told him, go watch my video. Does the orange square on the face of your watch serve a purpose, or is it part of the vintage decoration? Let's answer that real quick for him. If you mean the red pinstripe around the outside, comma, it's just aesthetics. All right, let's go. Stop waffling. All right, so this is Nubbin Slough. I've never been here. A slough, if you don't know, is a marshy, watery, wetland type area. That's kind of what this is. As we talked about earlier, the water level's quite low. You can see a lot of wildlife animal across there. I am not going walking out into that area. There's snakes and gators, and I'm not gonna have any part of that. It's a very sandy parking area here, and there is a boat ramp, but there's no picnic tables, there's no shelters. I think this area is more about preserving the wildlife and managing the water than it is providing a comfy spot for people. But hey, now we've been here. If I needed a place to pull in and pull off on the road, this would do. But there are definitely better places to pull over and relax if that's what you're looking for. Look at that gator. So there is over there. He was over here.
Wow, there's a couple of them, it looks like. I took my son when he's 18 now, but when he was this big, we would come and fish, and then we were by ourselves. I'm like, you know what? If we catch something, I'm not going to want you reeling in. I
All right.
like that. Go for it.
See you guys later. All right, let's get some lunch. Give you 3 guesses where we're going.
How you doing?
Good, how y'all doing? Hey.
Take three pounds off.
Oh, this one's a good one. No, you're right, it's reading heavy.
Yeah.
They all are, seems like. I used to hate the check yourself out place, but now it's the only way to go. And I get mad when there's a Publix that doesn't have one. Welcome to Okeechobee Park, or Okeechobee Pier Park. We're on the very north tippy end of Lake Okeechobee. We're halfway around the lake. Pardon me for eating in front of you, but it's 3 o'clock. This is a very late lunch. Shout out to Publix for the pepper crusted salami and natural mango flavored lemonade. Friendly staff, friendly customers. It's a friendly town. Okeechobee's a nice rural friendly town. So this park has these shelters, picnic benches. It's got restrooms. But the main feature is this long pier that goes out onto the lake. You can fish off of it. You can walk out, look at alligators, look at the view of the lake, watch the boats. Got an airboat going by. Those things are loud. You know, we've done a pretty good job of avoiding the rain. Kind of been chasing us around the lake this whole time. It's getting a little close now, though. And I'm hearing some thunder, so let's take a walk. Let's go look at the pier before the rain gets here. All right. What is next on our journey around Okeechobee here as we flee away from that storm that's moving in? Okeechobee Marina on Kissimmee River. So the Kissimmee is a major river flowing, like I told you earlier. I think it goes into the lake. And the marina slash boat ramp slash little park is right there on the river where it meets the lake. So that way it's down in the Buckhead Ridge area. So we are now going to begin our journey around down the left side, the west side of the lake. Half done, half to go. Off we get. All right, this is the Okeechobee Marina. It's got, looks like 3 boat ramps over on this side, maybe some more further down. I'm not gonna go all over the place, but there's gotta be like, I don't know, there's gotta be 30 boat slips or something here. This aluminum dock. There's a fuel pump. I don't know if they got fuel in it or not. There's not a whole lot of folks tied up here in late June, but at least not in the middle of a Saturday. I guess maybe folks got their boats out of the pier and out of the marina and out on the water somewhere. Don't know exactly how long this Okeechobee Marina has been here, but if I were to judge by the condition of the sign out front, say it's been here 200 years. Well, I don't know if you saw that. That was a big old gator who was pulling himself up onto the sand here. I guess I scared him. He's all the way out there now, a good 10 feet out from the pier. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, so this is the Kissimmee River. Don't call it the Kissimmee, it's the Kissimmee. There's a little alligator right here, chilling. He's about 15 feet from me. Hey, buddy. And there's a gator about halfway across the river. There's some kind of buoy in the middle of the river. How wide would you say that river is? A couple 100 feet? Probably not too deep. All right, well, let's head on back. Continue our journey around the lake. Let the alligator have his spot back. I was able to get away from that rain up at Okeechobee Park. There was sprinkles on the windshield as I was driving out, though. And it looks like as we drive south, it's going to continue on west and north. So I think we are parting ways with the storm. It's nice. There's some picnic tables, little sheltered picnic tables on the parking area up here. Very nice. Looks like somebody is bringing their boat and putting it in the water, which is, if I'm right, interesting to be doing at 3:40 in the afternoon, but maybe they're going out for the night. Who knows? I bet it's a lot easier to back a boat into the water than it is to back a trailer down and try and get it underneath the boat and pull a boat out of the water. I wouldn't know. All right, I guess this is take 2. Smarty, make sure he gets his motor started before he gets off the trailer. Nice job, Mr. Boaterman. All right, so let's just move along here. And the next stop is another one I haven't ever been to before. I believe it was called Fish Eating Creek. So let's go there. Correction, no. We are going to the Griffin Observatory. I don't know. I forget what it's called. I've never been to it. We're going to go check it out, and I'll tell you when we get there what it's called and where it is. How about that? Okay, my bad. All right, well, there appears to be a slight disagreement over what the name of this park is. This sign says it's the Margaret Jewel Van de Velde Park, but this one says it's the Sam Asbury Griffin Park. So I'll let you make up your mind on which one you want it to be. It's a really nice area. There are sheltered picnic tables and restrooms, and I counted at least 6 boat ramps with little piers or docks. But the star of this park is this observation tower. So we got to walk to the top of that so that we can get a sweeping view of this beautiful vista of Lake Okeechobee here. Is it worth the view to get to the top?
Oh, yeah.
Worth the walk? Yeah, this is real nice. A little echoey in here, sorry about that. But it's a nice shelter at the top of the observation tower. 360-degree view. You can see dozens of miles, I tell you. And these nice benches to chill out on. All right, very good. Sam Griffin or Mrs. Verde or whatever. I like your nature center. I like your observation tower. I like your park. This is real good. Shame I never knew about this one before. This would be a nice one to stop at sometime on a ride around with a bunch of friends. Now, like I was trying to say, the next park to stop at is Fish Eating Creek. And I think it's like just a boat ramp and a little fishing hole. But we'll see. I haven't been to that one either. It's starting to look like I haven't been to half of these. At least half of the ones I'm taking you to. All right. Back to the car. Next stop, Fish Eating Creek. And I don't know why it's called Fish Eating Creek. I guess people used to go there to eat fish. That can't be right. I don't know. Let's go. Let's go find out. Off we get. All right, so this is Fish Eating Creek. I think the actual creek is about a half a mile that way because I went over a little bridge and it said Fish Eating Creek as I went over the little creek. But this little canal waterway is the Fish Eating Creek boat ramp. And this might be the most primitive location we're going to. There's no facilities other than some concrete picnic tables with no shelter. Some guys in a bass boat over there under the bridge in the shade. One boat ramp, some parking spaces, and that's about it. So that's Fish Eating Creek boat ramp. Next up, I'm going to take you to Moore Haven, the source of the Caloosahatchee River. I've been there millions of times. I'm looking forward to showing that to you. It's a really neat place. That is on the Okeechobee Waterway on the west side of the lake. So if you want to take your boat out to the Gulf of America, that's the way to go. Cut across the state. So that's where we're going to go now. I'll show you what it's like when we get there. Let's go. Welcome to Moore Haven. And this is the Caloosahatchee River. It's essentially the beginning of the Caloosahatchee River. It's where it joins this canal and flows out of Lake Okeechobee on its way to the Gulf of America. So this large bridge here goes over the waterway so the boats can go through without having to wait on a drawbridge. This cute little park here for veterans. It's got all these nice monuments to all the different foreign wars and forever wars and big great wars. It's a good park. But I've come here, like I said, a million times. This is a great place. And if you're on a motorcycle, I would recommend you follow the river down this riverside road here. Follow it to the west as far as you can go. After a little while, the pavement ends and it turns into gravel and eventually ends up in a little turnaround circle area with really good access to wildlife and like a marshy kind of area. It's definitely worth your ride down there. Yeah, Moore Haven's a little bit on the economically depressed side of things, but it's a cute little area right here by the river. Nice park, there's a library. There's a picnic table down there under a shelter. Let's get out of the sun. Yeah, it's real nice. So there is something I wanted to tell you guys about while we're in this area. Let me pull up my little note here. So if you're on this highway going by over the over the waterway on this bridge and you are headed south, if you're on a motorcycle or you're in a car and you like to just enjoy your more interesting roads, it's Highway 27 there. But there's something called the Moorhaven Cutoff. It's called that because that's what I call it. And if I call it that, that's what it's called, at least by me. So the Moorhaven Cutoff, you turn left. If you're headed south, you'll turn left on Florida 720. And it takes you through some zigzag left, right turns through some sugarcane and some Florida farmlands. And it's just beautiful. And eventually it puts you out on Florida 70. It eventually turns into Florida 70 and it takes you back out to 27. So you go from 27 to 27, but instead of just following on the highway, you take this left, right. Now it's all 90-degree turns, big sweeping turns, big sweepers. So the mileage is the same, but it takes longer because the speed limit's lower, but it's a lot nicer road. The only thing about that is that you do avoid Whidden Corner. And Whidden Corner is a very famous intersection of 27 and Highway, what was it? 80. Highway 80, which you take, if you were to take it west, it would take you to LaBelle. Whidden Corner, I don't know who it's named for, but somebody named Whidden and another family were in some kind of feud. It was our own little Hatfield and McCoys, and there was a shootout. There was a shootout at Whidden Corner intersection. Like, I don't know, 150 years ago or something. But now it's just a gigantic, ugly highway interchange that you really have no interest in seeing. There's nothing to see about the shootout, that's for sure. It's like going to Andytown. Andytown is just a big interchange now. It's not a cool old crossroads anymore. But Whidden Corner used to be a cool crossroads, and there was a shootout, you know, century and a half ago. Skip that and take the cutoff that I told you about. It's worth it. All right, we only got 2 more stops on our trip around Lake Okeechobee because we are here off on the bottom left corner now. And this highway here, 27, has taken us quite a ways out of the way of the lake because it doesn't really follow up against the lake in this part of the geography here. I believe it's probably too marshy and too swampy here on the southwest corner. All the water wants to flow out into Florida Bay. It's probably too messy and marshy to get too close to the lake and build something, but they could have, I think. But anyway, it probably follows the original 27 from, again, 100 years ago. If Whidden Corner was there 150 years ago, 27 would have been, and they weren't building on the marshes back then, that's for sure. So, let's take a little drive. Next stop will be in Clewiston. We're going to be at the public access boat ramp in Clewiston, and I'll also show you the Roland Martin Marina and Resort, which I've gone to once. It's got like a restaurant under a tiki bar type situation where you can watch the boats come in and go out. I think it probably serves more food to boaters than to folks coming by, but I think motorcycle guys like to stop there a lot. All I remember about it was that the burger and fries were pretty good. All right, folks, let's take a little walk back to the car, say goodbye to Moorhaven, and let's go to the Clewiston Public Access Boat Ramp.
Hey, before one like this.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, I just jumped in the water.
Did you?
Hell yeah, bro. It's cold as fuck. It felt good.
It's so hot out. Gotta love Gen Z. They are well prepared to rule the world, I'm telling you. Yeah, this is real nice. This is real nice. Welcome to the next to last stop. This is the Clewiston Public Access Boat Ramp. And I was really shocked on the way through Clewiston at how nice it is. I've only ever seen Clewiston as we pass through on 27, which is a little bit economically depressed looking, but you guys, there's some nice houses through there. The area I came through. So this is a public access boat ramp. It's kind of a pain to find it. I would drop a pin on Google Maps and follow the blue line if I were you, because you got to swing around, go over some big tall bridge, and it's not intuitive, let's say that. But once you get down here, you've got a long row of what looks like 30 or 40 of these picnic tables under a shade shelter, lining this long canal. This canal goes sort of east-west down into the lake. And the boat ramp, that section that's right behind me back here, goes right out into the opening of the lake. So you're going to see a lot of boats coming through here, back and forth. Like I had said before, it's real close to this Roland and Mary Ann Martin restaurant, resort, tiki bar, outdoor restaurant. It's real nice. I mean, it's okay. It's kind of like a fish camp outside, to be honest with you. Yeah, so this is obviously a good place to come and hang out. Might be one of the nicest ones we've stopped at today, and we are almost all the way around the lake. Last stop ahead of us is John Stretch Park, which is a neat place that's got some vintage water pumping equipment on display, as well as a nice little way to walk up on top of the levee and look down onto the lake from the southern tip. So that's where we'll head now. It is getting to be 5:40 or so. So we had a nice day driving around the lake, haven't we? Looks like somebody's motor died, and they are getting rescued by a jet ski. So that's good. It's very clever and convenient. All right, well, let's get going. Let's go ahead and head on out and make our way to John Stretch Park. And I'll show that to you, and then I'll tell you good night, good evening, good afternoon, good day. Good day, sir! All right, welcome to John Stretch Park. My friend Jacob goes by Stretch Papa as a nickname, so every time we've passed by this, I've always just kind of mentally called it John Stretch Papa Park. So, Jacob, this park is your park. This is your Stretch Papa Park. How do you like that? One of the key defining features to this park is access to the levee. There's this little dirt trail that walks right up the side of it. It's over by the restrooms, if you're looking for it. Looks like there's some kind of big family picnic or something going on out here. Some music. They're jamming. They're jamming, and we're climbing. We're gonna just climb up the side of the levee to see the beautiful view that greets us. Good view of the entire park from up here, and I guess a good access to their salsa music, like it or not. Now this footbridge over here, golly, that is loud. I feel bad for those folks who are that close to it, man. That's just too loud to be playing music at a park. You're literally blasting the entire park. People picnicking down there, people all the way down there. Nobody can escape your salsa music and your DJ. And I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what he's saying. But this is the end of our circle. This is the end of our trip. But because he's being so loud with that thing, I think I'm gonna have to find a different place to wrap this video up. Let's go find someplace quiet. Okay, so that was way too loud. This is much better. And where are we? Where are we? Well, I came back to where I started. I brought you back to the Okeechobee boat ramp where we started this morning. A good, I don't know, 8 hours ago. It's just as quiet now. There's a couple of guys fishing on the pier over there. Not the same father and son as this morning. There's the alligator over there. Well, a alligator. An alligator. Probably not the same one. But I just wanted to come back to the same spot because it was way too loud at that John Stretch Park where they were having a big party. Looked like it might have been a get-together of a car club. Some kind of like a Honda Civic car club or something similar. So, more power to them. let them have their time, and I like it quiet out at the boat ramp. So, all right, well, I'm gonna call it a day. This has been great, driving around Lake Okeechobee, checking out some of the new parks and new boat ramp access areas I've never seen before. Thank you for coming along. I appreciate you keeping me company. You know, I'll see you in the next video. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.